Things have not worked out the way that you've wanted them to, and I feel like you guys are about to give up, or you have already given up.
Watch them grow, perceive, devote. This is the seed, light the show. Watch them grow.
Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your September 2019 general reading. And it is general because the subbies voted for the readings to be general starting off September. So if you have not cross-watched other readings, you know or don't know. If you have not, okay. If you have not, then you wouldn't know this. But I'm going to pick 3 cards. And these 3 cards transfer into 3 different groups. And in the extended, we're doing a different spread than we're doing on YouTube. We're going a little bit deeper and getting more specific, but then I relate these 3 different cards to 3 different groups, and I'm telling you guys the intuitive messages that I get from Spirit in reference to your group's energy, as well as how that translates into the deeper spread that we're going into over on Vimeo. So go ahead and pick number 1, 2, or 3. Like I've been telling everybody, go with the number that popped in your head first, you know what I'm saying, whatnot, or whatever. So do that, but I'm going really quick because I want to hop into you guys' energy because I don't want to forget what it is that I got for y'all. And yeah, let me just stop talking and hurry up and pull these cards so I don't forget. 1, 2, 3, because it's half baked. I didn't sit with it for too long because it hit me like a freaking dart. And it was like, and I was like, you know. That makes sense. Anywho, so if you pick number 1, whoa, we have trickery. Interesting. If you pick number 2, we have insecurity. And if you pick number 3, we have passion. Interesting. So we're going to get into these groups on Vimeo, but let me go ahead and jump into what it is that I feel for you guys. All right. So tuning into y'all's energy, the first thing that I heard was take stock and take care. Okay, now when we're talking about taking stock and taking care, what we're talking about here is more or less like self-awareness through action, right? So self-awareness through action would manifest in the sense of, because I'm confused what this energy is about. I mean, I'm not saying literally with y'all, but I mean, it's like it has something to do with the sky. And I don't know if that's like okay, stop thinking and just talk, princess. Okay, so taking stock and taking care, it's self-awareness through action. So self-awareness through action is, in essence, becoming aware of yourself through choices that you're making, right? So this more or less relates within the realm of like self-care, or so if we said like, okay, but it's not just self-care, it's not maintaining a state, we're actually talking about change. So okay, maybe it's the 2 things. All right, so if I were to put this in a planetary sense, we think about the fact that the Pisces full moon is on Friday the 13th, right? Full moons are about manifestation and clarity, you know, emotions coming to the surface, things that were previously hidden or, like I said, half-baked. It's seeing them in more clarity. And then when we bring in Pisces, we're talking about more, that's probably why I felt that Pisces energy. Tune that out because I thought I was tripping, but the moon is in Pisces. Okay, so then when we bring in Pisces, right, we're talking about more of a psychic, otherworldly, behind the veil kind of energy, right? Now, when we translate that also into Saturn going direct, then we're talking about where this would be like self-awareness through action, because it's like working for stuff and things, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why I want to say 1 + 1 = 2, but it's kind of like building a brick wall brick by brick, as opposed to like Jupiter energy that's more like, here's a gift just because you're awesome. You know what I'm saying? So putting this all together, what this would sound like to me is with the full moon, either you guys getting an epiphany or you using that energy with intent to manifest whatever areas in your life you need to clean up. So it's coming into the awareness, right? By taking stock of what in your life is not in alignment with what's in your highest good, and taking care of that which you've taken stock of. Now, if we go on a deeper level and more practical action terms of how it is that you would take stock of these things, like I say, we can use the Piscean energy, with it being like a dreamy psychic type of thing, to like have spirit give you an epiphany or a dream. We could say that, but I would say, because I know, you know, Sag, y'all are more action oriented people. So I would say this is more or less in the sense of you just using a schematic of fear-based, low vibe, what's serving you, what's not serving you, you know, what's love energy, what's expansive, what's contracting, using that as your schematic and applying that to your life and seeing what parts of your life fall in that low vibrational category, right? As you're taking stock. So what things are you partaking in that are no longer serving your highest good, whether that's in your friendships, in your relationships, in your job? Do you hate your job? Are you like super happy on Sunday until you realize you have to go back to that place on Monday? You know, when your partner is sleeping next to you, do you like stare at them while they're sleeping and want to punch them in the face? You know what I'm saying? It's like, have you wanted to get in the gym? Have you wanted to lose weight? Have you wanted to try a new hairstyle? What have you? Oh, good Lord. That sun just got real right quick. Hold on, wait a minute, Sag. I looked at the camera and I could not see anything. And then, I mean, I'm staring directly into the sunlight. That's not healthy. But anyway, I need to take stock of that before I blind myself. But that's really what I'm feeling. Taking stock and taking care, but it's self-awareness through action, right? So it's more or less you guys becoming aware of things that you've neglected in your life, or just getting more insight into yourself by seeing the things that you're partaking in that are more lower vibrational, or even like with addiction, because that's making me think about Saturn, because I know like with the Saturn energy, it gives you the opportunity, like say if you have, I don't know, if you smoke, or you're eating a little too much sugar, or you're addicted to Cokes or something, not Coke like cocaine, but I mean like Coca-Cola that used to have cocaine in it, but that's neither here nor there. But it's something like that. That's pretty much what the theme of the month is for you guys that I'm getting intuitively. So hopefully that makes sense. It seems pretty practical. I'm pretty sure it will. Y'all are the little philosophers. That was so condescending. The philosophers of the zodiac. So I'm pretty sure y'all are Gucci with that. Y'all know what I'm saying, you know? So whatever it is you've been neglecting, that's, or what you have been procrastinating. Oh God, what am I doing? Whatever you guys have been procrastinating about working on, like if you've had an idea to change something that you're aware of and you've just been putting it off. So we're talking about that. So anyway, let's hop into these cards. My Sagittarius and whatnot or whatever, but your energy feels hella excited though, like not necessarily like happy excited, but it feels like, yeah, it's the best way I can describe it. I'm a Taurus, leave me alone. Anywho, so central energy that we have the King of Pentacles. Wow, that's very interesting. And the challenge, oh my gosh, we have the Ace of Cups. So here's the thing. All right. For some of y'all, this is the loss of passion, which, hello, passion, group 3. This is a loss of passion for, I mean, it could be work. You know what I mean? It could be your work. It could be a book you're writing, a project you're working on, anything that you're doing from within out, like anything that you're doing that's action oriented. But I feel like it's something you've been doing for a while though, so it feels heavily career to me. But I mean, it could literally be anything. I mean, it could be a King of Pentacles person that you lost passion for. I don't know, Sagittarius, I don't know your life. Anyway, moving right along. So there's something that you guys have put a lot of time, energy, and effort into, but I feel like it's become monotonous, you know? So it's kind of like the humdrum autopilot, like doing it because this is a expectation, or a responsibility, something or someone you're responsible for, and it's been doing it for so long that it's almost like I can do this with my eyes closed type of deal. But the thing that I feel the challenges for you guys this month is tuning back into your passion, like coming back into the emotional awareness. And that's where this self-awareness through action, okay, that does make sense, where the self-awareness through action comes in. Because if you are doing something every day, right, and you started it like hella passionate about it, and you lose your drive over time because it's become autopilot, then it's like this taking stock and taking care. And like for some of you, this is literally like compassion fatigue. So like, say for those of you who are like in a helping professional, like, I mean, you could be a first responder, police, fire, EMS. You could be a therapist. You could be a nurse, a doctor. You know what I mean? Anything where you're a Reiki master. You could be anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything where you're helping other people. And this is something I'm very passionate about myself, because I realized what compassion fatigue was when I worked for the police department years ago. But it's kind of like you can see so much trauma and tragedy, and this being a like, even if you're like an ER nurse or doctor, it's like seeing so much tragedy and trauma all day, every day, that you become desensitized and you begin to normalize it. So it gets to a point sometimes in the time when you need to reach out for help is either when you're like on the cusp of burnout, or you're seeing the signs and symptoms of burnout, or if you notice you've come to the point, like say, you know, if you're a police officer, you went on your lunch break, you come back and they're like, yeah, so 10 people got shot while you were at lunch. And it's like, oh, for real? You know what I'm saying? That's when you've hit compassion fatigue, where you're no longer moved anymore because it's normalized. And sometimes this can happen in high crime areas with regular everyday people, where if you live in a neighborhood where it's high crime and people are like me living in New Orleans, you know what I'm saying, murder capital and whatnot or whatever, or if you live in Chirac is what y'all call it in Chicago, and it's like you're used to seeing so much crime or hearing about it that you start to get desensitized. So however that kind of pans out in your life, but the whole thing is here is for you guys to tune back into your emotional connection with this Ace of Cups. So what I'm feeling like, this can either be through this action that Spirit is talking about with you guys, with kind of coming into the awareness of where it is that you've kind of fallen into that stagnated low vibe energy, or it could very well be something that reignites your passion, like something that's just like a wake-up call. I mean, it could even be you listening to this reading where you're just like, whoa, that is true. It's like I kind of have lost the zeal for this. And I mean, for some of you, how I feel this would be, how this would be manifesting for you, I guess I want to say, is maybe thinking that, how do I want to say this? Like, say hypothetically, if you're writing a book, or we're writing a book, right? And you get irritated just even thinking about dealing with it. Like if you're, I don't know, writing a novel or something like that, and it's like the thought of even tuning back into that energy is kind of an irritant for you. But the way that you know, like, if you resonate what I'm saying, is this is something at one point in time, like you lived and you breathed, like, you know, this is something. And I love how all of these readings are reminding me of myself, not in a narcissistic way. But I'm just saying, because I can give an example from my personal experience. It's kind of like when I was in graduate school, right? When I was in graduate school, I was on a news show doing like correspondent reporter work, and I had my business doing like advertising and marketing and business consulting and stuff like that while I was finishing my master's degree. And midway through my graduate program, because my career was doing so well outside of being a therapist, it's like I started questioning why it is that I was in graduate school to be a therapist when I had a career that was working already. So I was kind of like, what am I doing this for? Now, mind you, prior to this, like I lived and breathed therapy. Like the only thing I could fathom in my life was being a marriage and family therapist that integrated Christianity and cognitive behavioral therapy. Like, that was all that I foresaw for my future at one point in time. That's all I read about. That's all I talked about. That was my life. Now, while I'm halfway through a graduate program to complete this, it felt like, what am I doing this for? Like, it just felt so monotonous, right? So I ended up sitting out a semester and just solely focused on my career. But the thing that ended up happening was, even though I had reached that height or that epitome of another dream that I had since childhood, before the whole, psychotherapy thing came along, it's like I realized that it was empty. It's like, granted, it's like I got to do all of this stuff. Like, I got to be around like celebrities and like work with celebrities and get VIP, like fast track through the line. You know what I'm saying? I got to do all this super dope stuff, but it's like it felt hollow. You know what I mean? And I wanted more meaning. I wanted something I could stick my teeth into. And I realized, like, I need to go back to school. You know what I mean? It's like me sitting out a semester literally was enough for me. And ironically, the day that I had that epiphany is the same day that my dean just ended up calling me, like, out of the blue to check on me. And I was like, well, that's a sign. Let me go ahead and register for the next semester. So I say all of that to say, that's the energy that I'm feeling for Sag in September. It's like the way that you know that this resonates for you is this would not be something new. This is something at one point in your life, you could not fathom anything other than this. You wanted nothing more than this thing or situation, circumstance, person, job, whatever. Like, you were so hell-bent on this to where you lived and breathed it. And now that you're in it, it's almost like you've lost your momentum and you're questioning, why am I even here in the first place? So the thing is for some of you, it's going to be taking that very practical action step approach of taking stock of where things slowed down, where you lost your passion, where you lost your way, when you stopped feeling the way that you used to, and taking care of whatever it is that you lost your momentum for, if that's making sense. And then for others of you, I feel it's going to come in the form of either a message, an opportunity, like something that you're going to see that's going to hit your heart space, that's going to make you either realize, or it could have happened already, but it's like you realizing it, right? So as you guys actually going in search of it, or it coming to you, and you guys realizing how you've kind of gotten off the path, or you're not as passionate as you used to be. And the challenge this month is going to be digging deep to like almost unearth that spark, or get reacquainted with that spark, or figure out how to reattune to the spark that you guys had in the first place. And another thing I can say in reference to that is that it's not really so much like when we can use our past. Like, I was so passionate about this one point in time, and the thing that Spirit's telling me is some of you are gonna realize that what you were passionate about is not your path anymore. So this is really like a self-reflective kind of month, but it's you guys being very honest with yourself of this whole taking stock and taking care thing, of seeing like what your, like, where is your heart at in all of this? Like, because with me, like I said, it's like, even though I was passionate about what it is that I was doing when I set out of school, it's not where my heart was, because it was hollow. So despite all of the perks and pleasures of having a career like that, it wasn't as fulfilling for me as being a therapist. You feel what I'm saying? So I technically was, which is why, like, I think a lot of people who knew me at the time literally thought that I was nuts, because I shut everything down, like left the show, shut down my business, like literally stopped doing everything that I was doing. I walked away from a whole life, walked away from a church and everything, and went to graduate school, and people literally had thought I lost my mind. So for some of you, I feel like it's two different ways. One group of you is, well, no, it's actually like three groups of you, to be honest. It's three groups of you, to where some of y'all are like me, where it was something you were passionate about and you walked away from it to something else, and you realize like the grass really wasn't so greener. And it's realizing, like, this Ace of Cups would symbolize like what graduate school was to me, and it's walking away from this and going to where your heart really is. For others of you, it's something that your heart was in and you're still in it, but it's like your heart isn't in it anymore, and you're trying to figure out why that is. And then there's two different paths that come out from there, because there's some of you that are going to have your passion reignited where you're already at, and then others of you are going to walk away because the other thing, so kind of like what the whole advertising, like, you know, news thing was for me, that's actually where your heart and passion is, and you're walking away from something that you thought was your heart's desire, but it's not. Whew. All right. Well, interesting. Past influence, we have the High Priestess in the reverse. So the thing is there's a block with your intuition in reference to this, and a disconnect with spirit for some of y'all, and others of you, you're just not using your wisdom. You know what I mean? And this feels more to me like taking something for granted. Now, going back to my people who are in a helping profession, I feel that in you guys' personal life, it's your disconnect from the divine, or from your spiritual practice, or your spiritual truth, or just kind of falling off the wagon a little bit. I feel that has a lot to do with the root cause of why it is you guys have lost sight. Because here's the thing. When we're talking about spiritual work or things that spirit led us to do, they have a tendency to not pan out right if you kind of leave spirit out of the equation. You feel what I'm saying? And I said this with Cancer, to where I feel that this Pisces full moon has a great deal to do with this. And like I said, for y'all feeling that energy, because if you notice in this card, it's a full moon up here. I feel that this full moon that's coming up on the 13th is going to be very important for you guys, because of course, like I said, with the Pisces energy, dreams and all this other kind of stuff, you guys really need to have a coming to Jesus moment with yourself about what is it that I really want? Like, what is it that you're really, really desiring? Like, what sets your soul on fire, Sagittarius? You know what I'm saying? But I feel for a lot of you, it's kind of, like I said, getting off track with your spiritual practice or your connection with spirit. And that's pretty much the heart and soul of what it is that can or should be inspiring you guys going forward. And that's the reason why things feel so hollow. And I don't know why, because I mean, I don't know, for every single sign that I'm reading for, there's an energy that kind of steps out more above everyone else. So it's like for Pisces, I was talking a lot about career, but for Sag, it feels a lot to do with calling. You know what I mean? It's like either you guys are like walking in your calling, but your heart isn't in it because you're disconnected from spirit. So it's kind of like disappointments in life have made you kind of step away. It could be something like compassion fatigue, where you need to go see a therapist. I'm just saying. But other than that, it's just it's like losing your way spiritually and just not being in alignment anymore. It's like not accessing your wisdom or your intuitive space in reference to this thing. And that to me is like needing to renew that energy and motion connection, like that emotional connection that you have with the other side, if that's making sense. But I feel that this is more or less related to a disappointment and a loss, maybe something like losing hope. I don't know. And I'm hearing REM now. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spot. Light. Losing my religion. Okay, sorry. Below influence. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Wow. So for some of you, wow, I'm surprised that y'all ain't get the Perseverance card. For some of you guys, I feel that it's like, it is burnout. Because in a sense, it's putting so much time, energy, and effort into something and it not bearing fruit. And and this, of course, is hidden, right? The 7 of Pentacles energy is in your underlying influence, but it's hidden from you. Like, you're not aware that this has anything to do with it. So for some of you, I'm seeing this 2 ways with the High Priestess card. Here comes the Sun. Oh my God, seriously? Okay. I'm seeing this 2 ways with the High Priestess and reverse card. For some of you, it's because you put your time, energy, effort, heart, and soul into something and it didn't bear fruit in the time frame in which you had previously allocated. You know what I'm saying? It caused you to disconnect from the divine, or to lose faith or lose hope. You know what I mean? It's something feeling like a disappointment. Something just didn't pan out. Like, you didn't get ROI. You didn't get return on your investment. And the thing that I feel like that y'all aren't seeing is because things didn't pan out in 3D the way that you felt they did, or if you feel that you've put so much into something and you've been overlooked, or I don't know, rug pulled from under you, whatever. It's just things didn't pan out the way that you wanted. And I feel like that caused you to distrust the divine, or distrust yourself, or distrust that dream, distrust that vision, distrust the intuitive hit that you thought that you were following, the download, whatever, you know? I feel like that caused a sense of distrust, and this is what you guys aren't aware of. But I feel like this whole like self-awareness through action thing, wow, that's probably why Spirit gave you guys a tangible action step, because a spiritual action step, you'd probably be like, whatever. But anyway, neither here nor there. But I feel that, well, I'm not saying I feel that, that's what my spread says, but this is what's out of you guys' awareness. So a lot of you may not even realize, and that's why I say like autopilot. It's like you got caught up into the monotony and you're not even realizing that you're off base from your higher self, or from spirit, like your divine connection. Because like I said, I feel heavily it's a level of disappointment in relation to this, you know? But this again goes back into that Saturn energy, because like Saturn has a lot to do with hard work, energy, and effort. And I think the reason why Spirit is bringing this perseverance card to me from the Chakra Oracle deck is because in that card, it's a story about a woman who was an aspiring actress. And her favorite actress gave her like this cape, and it was like her lucky cape. And she wore it all the time, believing that her big break would come. But it's like it never came, and she got tired of putting so much like effort into this dream that she literally gave up, right? And it's like she takes off the cape and she quits acting altogether. And it's like her spirit guides were coming in trying to tell her, like, no, don't give up, don't give up. They didn't tell her anything else. They just told her, don't give up. And she was like, I'm through, I'm done, I've tried, I'm over it. But the thing is that she quit before the miracle, because if she would have kept persevering, just around the corner would have been her big break. But she, and they said this in the Bible, she wearied in well-doing, you know, and she quit before the miracle and missed the blessing. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that, Sagittarius. Anyway, what you guys are consciously aware of, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. So it's like feeling like a failure. It's feeling like, wow, y'all, this is sucky. I mean, it's not, I mean, it's sucky that you guys feel this way, but I'm saying it doesn't feel sucky going forward, but I'm just saying. The whole thing is, Sag, there's something in you guys that y'all have to give to humanity. That's why I keep saying helping profession. It's like, whether this is something you're aware of or you're not, it's like y'all are being called to help others. It's something that you have to give humanity at large. But I feel up to this time, things have not worked out the way that you've wanted them to. And I feel like you guys are about to give up, or you have already given up, right? And I really feel what this Ace of Cups is saying, whether it's, you know, you hearing this reading, or if it's you guys doing the little activity exercise, or if it's an epiphany that comes, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. The whole thing that I'm saying is it's needing to get reattuned to whatever it is that brought you guys joy past tense. Because looking at the Six of Wands and you guys' conscious energy, it's like you're feeling like a failure, but I feel like y'all aren't seeing this clearly. But I mean, it's understandable why you feel this way. But the thing that I'm saying is, and I think that's the reason why this planetary stuff is coming in, is like with this whole Saturn thing, dude, like Jupiter, like I said, Jupiter gives gifts for no reason. Jupiter went direct like last month. But Jupiter gives gifts for no reasons. Just because I love you, here you go. And this is me figuratively speaking. Astrology people, please don't talk about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a novice. I know nothing about these things. I just go with themes and energy rhythms. Anyway, moving forward. But with Saturn has a lot to do with like hard work and perseverance. And it's like getting your just due based on choices and decisions and hard work, energy, and effort. With the Seven of Pentacles, I can see that you guys have done that. You see what I'm saying? And that's why it's so important for you guys to not quit, because I feel like with this is almost like an open door for people who have been fighting an uphill battle. Like this young lady looks, if I could pick up the card, it's like she's climbing a mountain. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you guys being here, not seeing that the sun is coming out and choosing to descend the mountain. It's like you're so freaking close. You know what I mean? This isn't really a loss. But seeing the Seven of Pentacles means that you guys have put energy in up to a certain point, which means if you pick up where you left off, you can keep going and get to your 10 of Pentacles, if that's making sense, right? Wow. And then you're going to be successful. I said I feel like it's going to be good moving forward. With the Chariot card, this is a guaranteed success. So I'm saying to my Sagittarius people, whether you guys have given up on something that was a passion project or something you felt called or led to do, whether you guys have given up or you're on the cusp or the brink of giving up, please do not give up. You understand what I'm saying? Do not give up. I am so serious right now. You understand? Because this energy that's coming in, and I feel with both this moon and the Saturn going direct, because I think that's like on the 18th that Saturn goes direct, and it's on the 13th that we have the Pisces full moon. Use this energy to your advantage. Remember why it is you started this in the first place, because I feel that this is an opportunity, dude, and especially with this being a major arcana. This is something that can thrust you guys forward into what it is that you want, because I don't feel it's fair to yourself, because I see clearly you guys have put work into this. So whatever it is that you've lost hope in, spend this energy this week, this month, whatever, going into this Saturn direct thing, read more about it, Google it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Use this energy to your advantage to get reacquainted to when your cup runneth over or ranneth over with the joy that you felt in your heart for whoever or whatever this is. Because like I said, the King of Pentacles in the center of you guys spread, that says to me heavily that it's something that you guys have in you that you're supposed to be giving to or teaching other people, right? Whether that's a product, service, whatever, a message, a book, it doesn't matter. It's something very tangible, but it's something in you that you guys have mastered that you are being called to give to other people. So if that's something that you guys have been considering walking away from, don't do it. Dag nabbit, son of a gun. Don't give up on your dreams. Let me throw the dice of resonance. Good Lord. Whew. You can ask a yes or no question if you like. Man, this is really beautiful. I'm so happy to see the Chariot, man, because that's legit guaranteed success, bruh. Like, this is like balancing out everything and heading forward. Like, man, that's so beautiful. And then we got 2 7s here. Divine numbers and things of the sort. Wow. And for some of you, this has to do with, well, yeah, I mean, this is directly related to like heart chakra stuff. One of y'all, group 1 has a heart chakra card. But, and then I'm noticing with group 2, this person's heart is closed off. But, how do I want to say this? This is giving you guys an opportunity to open your heart, because I feel like your heart space has been shut down, and that's usually related to some form of disappointment. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, we'll get into that in the extended ask you yes or no question. I'm trying to like calm my brain down because there's like a whole bunch of stuff shooting into my brain. So we have Leo. We have question mark, which means this could be sun, moon, rising, or Venus. We have Scorpio. The answer to your question is yes, in a few weeks. Let me find out. And then we have Bay Lover Partner. Interesting. Cancer, Pisces energy. Interesting. Anywho, Leo, Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, Venus, whatever, anywhere in the chart. Yes, in a few weeks, and Bay Lover Partner. And let me go ahead and throw the dice that have no name. This is so fascinating. This is so fascinating. All right, we have the number 9. We have Aquarius, and then we have, is that Mars? If that's Mars, that's another thing. We talk about the dice that have no name. Mars, I didn't get an oracle from Mars. Take action. Let me throw it again. Oh, we have n.node. Okay, so in the extended, whenever nodes come up, y'all already know how I feel about north nodes and south nodes. So in the extended, I'm gonna give you guys the oracle that I have specifically for the Aquarius south node and north node, and then the opposing nodes for those, because Princess uses everything as an oracle because that's how I roll. I'm just saying. But anywho, so for just north nodes, what it says north node, you're now learning something new about your destiny. You think? Where you're going, oh my God, this is so deep. Where you're going, what you're developing that you will carry forward, your legacy. Dog, when I'm telling y'all this is epic, it's epic. I'm going to pull out the life purpose oracles for you guys like I did for Cancer. Because I love you, Sag, you know what I'm saying? And the energy is prime pickings for it, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, moving forward. Next, for number 9, your arcana to meditate on, which is something that you should really do, is the Hermit card. You know what I'm saying? Go within. Find that little light of truth that's going to be the light into your path, to your destiny and things. Anyway, so it says, in every moment, life offers an opportunity for personal growth and development, which is very true. And I feel like this is a little catalytic experience for you, Sagittarius. But anyway, that has been your reading. I'm going over to Vimeo, so if you picked 1, 2, or 3, follow me over there. But if not, I still love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later. Deuces. Extended, you paid for it, so you get extra. I'm just saying. There's been themes of love that I've seen throughout readings, but it hasn't been as prominent as it is for Sag. Whoever is watching this may be about to happen. It's like staying with this person because you've invested so much into it. And I guess this is coming out so you guys don't end up making this mistake with this Saturn going direct stuff. It's bringing my attention to the group 2 people. Oh God, and the group 1 people. For others of you guys, what I feel like it is that's happening, aside from this whole love thing, you are going to get what you deserve in a sense, but this is not a good idea. Many warnings to stay away from this and you guys not listening to that. This is an opportunity that could literally start a new cycle and completely change your life, because this could potentially end up being a missed opportunity.